This is English shorthand dictation number 129 and the dictation speed is 140 words per minute. Ready? Start. Mr. Chairman, sir, I expected the government to state more about the rehabilitation measures for displaced Sri Lankan Tamils. The government wants to maintain the momentum for reforms, but the adverse impact of inflation is still there. Ordinary people are facing problems due to price rise. Here, I would like to point out that the centre must follow the administrative measures of the Honourable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in containing rise in prices of certain articles like cereals, pulses, oil seeds and vegetables. The centre is now thinking of reaching the poor through the public distribution system to supply pulses. Our leader has gone one step beyond that. Food preparation materials containing pulses and even spices are supplied at an affordable price through the public distribution system in Tamil Nadu. Only the vagaries of weather are affecting the price situation. I wish the centre evolves a nationwide policy to help the state governments to run effectively the public distribution system during natural disasters. The President has said that the government provides huge incentives to farmers to produce more. The minimum support price for paddy and wheat has been doubled, and for sugarcane it has been more than doubled. I wish to say that there should be a mechanism to distribute more of this amount to the states that are successfully managing both food production and distribution. Our state of Tamil Nadu, which is engaged in second green revolution measures, must be helped by the centre. Offering remunerative prices to farmers will not help them. There must be effective measures to see that the farmers are directly benefited. Effective steps must be taken to see that middlemen do not thrive at the cost of farmers. Online trading and hoarding by greedy middlemen create scarcity and give rise to price increase. The President has pointed out that concrete steps will be taken to help the states in promoting agricultural production. This must be given priority in helping states like Tamil Nadu. The government has stated that the food security law will be brought forward. This will entitle every family below poverty line to get food grains at subsidized rates. It is stated that the National Advisory Council has given inputs in this regard. I would like to submit that seasoned administrators from the states like the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu must be roped in to become members of the National Advisory Council. I say this because Tamil Nadu has been successfully implementing these schemes. When this government says that the success is dependent on the commitment of states, then it must come forward to encourage the states which are already taking up progressive measures in reforming the public distribution system. The President has also talked about terrorism. Maintaining law and order is the primary responsibility of the state government with the support of the central government. Terrorism, fundamentalism, and violence continue to pose major challenges to the country. The central government should also provide sufficient fund to every state to tackle this major issue. The President has also mentioned about the need of the old age pension scheme for workers in the unorganized sectors in the country. At this juncture, I want to point out that in Tamil Nadu, rupees 400 per month is being given to the destitute old age pensioners. For physically handicapped persons, rupees 400 per month is being given in Tamil Nadu. At the same time, the President has also talked about the state funding of election, but the Chief Election Commissioner of India seems to think otherwise. The address also talks about electoral reforms. At this juncture, I would like to point out that certain judicial authorities come in the way of democratic aspirations of the states when the election process has started. For instance, in Tamil Nadu, the upper house is to be formed soon. The Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly passed a resolution to create a legislative council, which was ratified by both the houses of Parliament. When the elections for the council are round the corner, there are attempts to stall the elections by way of obtaining a stay on the process. I would like to urge upon the centre to appear before the judicial forum to ensure that Legislative Council elections in Tamil Nadu are held in time. When the creation of Legislative Council warrants the ratification by both the houses of Parliament, it should not be left to the whims and fancies of any individual to give a threat that she may strike it down on her own with a single stroke of pen. This kind of autocratic thinking in a democratic setup must not be encouraged. The centre must not be a mute spectator to this. The centre intends to give protection to whistleblowers, but I would like to point out that there are certain pipers who will be carrying with them people like rats with their falsified stories. A diabolic conspiracy was hatched in Tamil Nadu by a corrupt leader and her accomplices. It has been blown out of proportion in the media, and it has seriously affected the image of this government and this alliance. Hence, certain constitutional authorities have started misinterpreting the things which are not really in their domain. I think I need not go into the details. The fact is for all to see. Hence, I urge upon the centre to see that judicial overactivism is curtailed. I am surprised to find that a one-man party's leader has single-handedly stalled the construction of a project for which several crores of rupees have already been spent. Is it not a national waste? I cannot understand how this single person alone can get so much of importance from all the judicial forums. When really important matters are crying for attention, the courts seem to be carried away by the theatrics of certain political persons, and they get opportunities to steal the show on the fast track mode. Hence, I urge upon the centre to attach high priority to expeditious delivery of justice. The President of India has said that this government accords priority to improve health infrastructure. It is good that health service gets importance to reach the people. At the same time, it is also important to help people to get specialized treatment during emergency situations. Hence, we have evolved health insurance plan involving both the central and the state governments. In the Honorable President's address, a mention has been made about many programs like connecting rural areas with all-weather roads, drinking water schemes, universalization of secondary education, introduction of model training courses, etc. These are programs which must be taken up by state governments. The central government must have only areas like defense and railways where they have to concentrate. But what is happening now is that most of the powers of states are taken away by the central government. In the name of concurrent list, education has been taken away. Most of the states have become glorified municipalities. It is because the center wants to boost itself. That is why it is giving these programs. But it is not in a position to implement these programs, and it is depending on state governments for their implementation. State governments have no powers to impose more taxes and collect money. All these schemes are centrally sponsored schemes. Our forefathers have enshrined a federal setup in our constitution. Now that federalism has gone, and because of that there is partiality. Some states are getting more funds which many other states are not able to get. Most of the members from the other side have said that state governments are properly implementing the schemes projected by the central government. This attitude should change. Recently, I have read one survey in the newspapers where people have been asked about their foremost concerns. Almost 41% people have said that corruption is the most important issue, whereas 40% people have said that price rise is the main issue. These are the two main issues that the country is facing. Even in the President's address, Madam has said that there has been a grievance in some quarters that benefits intended for the poor through these programs have not reached them in full measure. The government itself has accepted this. Actually, whatever they are giving under the schemes is not reaching the poor. For example, you take price rise. The price rise is due to so many things.